Hello again, guys. Hello.
Hello, teacher.
Hello again.
Hi. Hello again.
It's
Welcome
been such a
back.
while.
Welcome back to the second part of this class, guys. So I'm going to share the agenda for the second block. And we're going to start with quantifiers. We're going to review this. Then we are going to work on the book on pages 70 and 71. And then we're going to finish with a group activity about quantifiers. Very short, very easy. It's going to be graded. It's for you to get a 5 in that activity, as always, as usual. So let's start, my people. Ahora sí vamos a trabajar juiciosos en este libro. So I am going to I'm going to give some time because I think I have some people missing yet. So I'm going to call the attendance in a couple of minutes, okay? Let's start. So we are going to open our books and we are going to page 70 and 71, okay? So please, I am going to give you 1 minute to open the book and we can start. Thank you, guys. Everyone opening the book, please. Okie dokie, guys. So this activity is nice because we're talking about special events. Like so we're going to take a look at the pictures and we are going to see what we're going to answer the following questions. What can you see in the photos? What can you see in these pictures here? No, Daniela, I haven't. I'm going to give a couple of minutes while more people continue joining, and then in like 5 minutes, I'll call the attendance. Okay, very good. What can you see in these photos, guys? What do you think these celebrations are about?
I think that in the corner it could be a celebration of New Year or
Okay.
a 4th of July because on the USA they fire a lot of fireworks. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah. So maybe like Independence Day. For Independence Day, they have like fireworks and different activities, and fireworks are like the headline show or the headline activity or act. So very good. What about this one here?
Birthday.
Okay, it's a birthday, yeah. So it says congratulations. Maybe, I mean, it could be a birthday. It could be that someone got a new job. It got promoted.
Someone gave born.
Okay, yeah, someone just had a baby. So it's a congratulations balloon for that person. Very good. What about this? It says London 2012. What do you think this is all about?
Elections.
Okay. It could be elections. It could be the World Cup. I mean, I mean, the World Cup didn't happen on 2012 in London, but let's say that it was an event, like a sport event, like the World Cup or the Olympic Games. Okay, so one sport event. Okay. What about this picture here?
A wedding.
A wedding. So we can see this is a wedding cake. We have the bride and the groom here at the top. So it's a wedding. What about this one here?
Those are my floats.
Festival.
Chinese festival.
It's a Chinese festival. Yeah, these are floats, Freddy. So they are having like parades. So it looks like it's Chinese or somewhere in Asia. We don't know exactly which country. Maybe it's China, maybe it's, sorry?
Thailand. Thailand.
Oh, it's in Thailand? Okay, thank you very much, Janini. So it's not in China, it's in Thailand. Thank you. And then, yeah, I didn't know about that one either. What about, I mean, okay, okay. And then what about this last one? Do you think the celebration is
Venice? I don't know.
okay, Venice? Okay, maybe it's a traditional celebration.
Like a face mask or something.
Yeah. Well, we don't know. Maybe
Festival.
it is a festival. We don't know what kind of festival it is, and we don't know where it usually takes place. So have you been to any events like this recently? It could be like wedding, a birthday party, a carnival, a celebration. Have you been to any events like this recently, or not necessarily recently, but have you ever been to any events like this?
Yes.
What kind of
Yes, I
event?
have.
Yes.
Recently attended to my
Carnival.
best friend's wedding.
Okay. Okay, your best friend's wedding. Janini, you were saying something, sorry?
Carnival.
A carnival? What carnival?
Carnival of February.
Oh, in Barranquilla?
Well, it's not in Barranquilla, but it's the same dynamic.
Oh, okay, okay. Good. I have always wanted to go to that Carnaval de Barranquilla. I have always wanted to have the experience. I'm not a party girl, I'm not a party person, but I think we all should have that experience, the carnival, at least once in our lives. So hopefully I get to travel next year to that carnival to see.
Or the one that is celebrated in Pasto.
Oh, Blancos y Negros. I think that
Yeah,
was
that one.
that one is in the first days of January, right? I think it's the first days of January. Yes, very good. Okay,
Yes.
guys. Okay. The last time I went to a parade or celebration was St. Patrick's Day, which is actually St. Patrick's Day is actually celebrated on March the 17th. And in Chicago, they have one of the biggest celebrations in the United States. And they dye the green, the river is dyed green. I don't know if you have ever seen a picture of that celebration. Maybe let me show you a picture.
Recently, they dyed the river in these days.
Yes.
For the weekend celebration.
Yes, that was last weekend. So this Chicago St. Patrick's Day, it's one of the biggest celebrations of St. Patrick's in the United States, and it's so much fun. And then they dye this river green, and then everyone wears green, and it's like so much fun. I got to experience like 2 or 3 of them. I'm not like 2 or 3, I don't remember. But it's so much fun. The only thing that I didn't like that much, it was that you would see drunk people at like 9 a.m. like wasted in the street. That was like not fun, to watch. But the celebration itself, it's so beautiful. It's so much fun. And then everyone wears green, and everybody is like partying and celebrating, and there are parades. So it's not only like the river is dyed green. No, there are parades. So you would see Irish people like performing different art acts and parades and music, and so it's fun. And that was the last festival I went to. It was St. Patrick's Day, and it was so much fun. I love that. I love St. Patrick's Day celebration. Guys, we are going to do this exercise about vocabulary, and we're going to cross out the word that does not match the event, and we are going to rewrite it in the correct place or places. So we have here carnival, wedding, music festival, anniversary. I already showed you the answer, sorry. Okay, let's forget about this. Imaginemos que esto no pasó, que yo no les estaba mostrando las respuestas. So imagine that we are starting over. So we are going to.
Okay, teacher.
So let's start again. You are going to cross out the word that does not match the event, and we're going to rewrite it in the correct place or in the correct places. So we have carnival, wedding, music festival, anniversary or engagement party, public holiday, fair, and then funeral. Then we have here some words that are vocabulary related to those events. For example, in a carnival, we have floats, crowds, a bridegroom, special costumes. There is one word from there that doesn't belong to that category, and this one is bridegroom. A bridegroom is not part of a carnival, right? So we eliminate, we cross that one out. What about a wedding? And then a bridegroom, we're going to write it here because it's part of a wedding. So we need to rewrite the words that do not match the event into its correct category. So here we eliminated bridegroom, and then we are going to add it here because a bridegroom is part of a wedding. We have a word from here, from wedding, that doesn't belong there. Which?
Mourners.
Mourners?
Mourners, yeah.
Okay, what is the meaning of mourners?
People that attend to a funeral.
Mm-hmm. So maybe it's people that attend a funeral, and maybe it's a family or a close friend or people that are like super sad because they all pass away.
I thought that it was this kind of women that attend funerals to cry.
To cry?
Yeah, like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could be. It could be.
It could be.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So mourners, they are not in a wedding. Okay, they should not belong, or they should not be there in a wedding. So we are going to cross it out. What about music festival? Which one is not part of music festival?
Presents.
Okay, presents. Okay, presents. Yeah, definitely not part of music festival. What about anniversary or engagements?
Merchandise.
Merchandise? Yeah. In an anniversary or engagement party, we have a party, guests, cards, decorations, but not this one. What about public holiday?
Fans.
Which one? Fans? Okay.
Fans, yeah.
So yeah, we have in a public holiday, we have parades. Do you know what a parade is?
Desfile.
Desfile. A parade is un desfile. Puede ser un desfile de personas, un desfile de carrozas, right? So that is a parade. Special meals, yes. Family gatherings, yes. What about a fair?
A bride.
It
doesn't match her.
Yeah, it doesn't match this celebration or this event.
But what is a fair?
A fair, okay. A fair is what we have here in Bucaramanga or in different cities. We have Feria Ganadera, right? We have Feria de Bucaramanga. So it's a celebration that usually takes place in a city, in a town. There are usually different activities for kids, for adults, there are concerts, there are games for children, there are decorations, there are food stalls, there are queues in order to access one of the or the activities and so on. That is the meaning of fair.
Teacher, like empanada festival, maybe?
Well,
Or-
yes,
Because it's about food.
It
Yes.
could be because for buyers and sellers, yeah.
it could be, yeah, it could be. There are different food stalls related to that, kind of foods. And then there are queues of people trying to buy those the food that they sell there. There is also Festival de la Lechona. There are different fairs. There are
A lot of
different-
things.
Exactly.
Because this is Bucaramanga.
This is Bucaramanga, right? There is also one, like, I think it was like beer festival as well. There was a beer festival as well, if I'm not wrong.
Your festival?
A beer festival.
Yeah, I think that is.
Yeah, I think it was in it was last year in, oh, what's the name of that park in La Ciudadela, in Parque, oh, I don't remember the name.
Dreamer?
Parque Las
Mm.
Cigarras, yes, Parque Las Cigarras. In that one, there was a beer festival.
What is that?
What is
El de
that?
las empanadas.
Oh, well, there was a beer something. There was a beer festival. I think it was. Yeah, no, I'm sure there was. I'm sure there was a beer festival. I didn't go to that one, but there was one. And then I heard that they were like super expensive. And then they had beers from all over the world. So it was a nice festival for people that enjoy those kind of events, as like people that enjoy festivals, like food festivals, like empanadas or lechona and so on. There is one in that I like to go to, is in Bucaramanga's fair. And it's called Las Colonias, right? They have food, and they have food from different regions of Santander. So we have food from Barranca. We have food from different like towns in Santander. I like it, but it's super, super, super crowded, and that's the only part that I don't like that much. But it's fun. It's fun. And then what about a funeral? What is something that doesn't belong here?
Fireworks.
Fireworks, for sure.
Fireworks.
Yes.
Well, actually, I read an article will say that funny things or interesting things that you can do after death. And one of them include with your talks,
Mhm,
cenizas.
mhm.
You can do fireworks, or you can do an object or throw away into a desert, or
Like the ashes.
yes,
Yeah, she's yeah.
or in the sea.
Oh, well.
In some countries they celebrate death. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there are countries that celebrate, or not celebrate, but like they according to their culture, it's something completely different. So for example, here in our culture, a funeral is something like super sad, and then people cry a lot, and because we see death as the end. I mean, of course, with some people we believe in the afterlife and so on, but for us, the death is something that is very, very, very painful. In other countries, it's something that it's like, okay, it hurts, however, it's different. And then it's not, I never really got to understand how funerals function or work in the United States, because, for example, if a person died yesterday, then the funeral, it's like 5 days later, or like 3 or 4 days later. It's not after the death, it's like a couple of days later. And then they get together, but it's not like crying. and sometimes in the Jewish religion, they even have food together, and then they have like a gathering. So it's very different the way they celebrate a funeral, and not celebrate a funeral, but the way they according to their traditions, according to their religion, it's different from every part of the world. And that is something that is very interesting. There are people that, as Janini and Freddy said, they after they bury the body and they have the ashes, they have like a special thing, and they go to the beach and they throw the ashes, and then they make fireworks or they plant trees. So this is very different for everyone. And I think it's according to the culture, maybe according to the religion. So it could be different. But fireworks is not something that is very like common that we find like all the time
A funeral.
after a funeral. We have a coffin, we have a ceremony, and we have flower arrangement. So fireworks, maybe it's popular, maybe it's common in certain places, but it's not something that, you know, it's general. Okay, guys, so where would you place mourners in which of this? Because mourners doesn't belong to weddings. So where would you put mourners?
Funeral.
In a funeral. Yeah, in a funeral. Very good. What about presents?
Wedding.
Okay.
Wedding.
Wedding. Yes, wedding. What about merchandise?
Fair.
A fair.
In a fair.
A fair.
Yes, in a
Music
fair.
festival.
Okay, yes, in a music festival. Yes, that's for sure. In a concert, they
Carnival.
in carnivals.
Carnival.
Yes. So there are different places right here in the correct place or places. So in a carnival, we can find merchandise. In a music festival, in a public holiday, in a fair, we can have merchandise. Very good. What about fans?
Musical festival.
Music festival.
Fair.
Yes. Mm,
Yes, because in fairs, in some case, for example, in Colombia, invite a famous person like singers. So
Okay.
usually people pay for
mhm,
tickets.
okay.
Also in wedding.
Mhm. Okay, I understand your point, Daniela. Yes, okay, it can be fans in a fair, maybe in like a concert from that fair. So as you said, the people buy tickets in order to see those singers or famous people. Very good. What about brides
Wedding.
in a wedding? Yeah, and fireworks.
Carnival.
Carnival,
festival?
music
Fair.
festival,
Public holiday.
anniversary or engagements. So maybe I have seen fireworks in celebrations like weddings or engagement parties. So
In the mall.
and public holidays as well. So we can have or fairs as well. We can also have that. Okay, very good. You guys are going to hear 3 people talking about an event from exercise number 1. So it could be about a carnival, a wedding, a music festival. So from one of these carnivals, from one of these events, sorry. You are going to hear to 3 people talking about an event from exercise number 1. But the name of the event is bleep. So you're going to hear a bleep, right? And you're going to listen and decide which event each person is talking about. Clear?
Clear.
Yes, teacher.
Excellent. Let's listen.
Unit 7, Recording 2. Harriet.
Quite a few of my friends had absolutely huge which cost thousands and thousands of pounds, with like a mega expensive dress, a massive cake, loads of flower arrangements everywhere, and literally hundreds of guests, loads of their parents' friends. I mean, one of my friends didn't even know some of the guests at her own... I mean, how crazy is that? She had hardly any time to talk to her own friends because she was so busy being polite to people she didn't know. And then you hear all these stories about people getting really stressed beforehand when it's supposed to be like a joyful occasion. Another of my friends fell out with her future mother-in-law over the arrangements. Apparently, the mother-in-law nearly didn't come to the... Though luckily they made it up before the big day, but it's ridiculous, isn't it? Anyway, as I say, I'd been to several of these and it was all far too impersonal. There was far too much fuss. So anyway, Freddie and I decided we wanted something completely different. So we've just invited close family and a few old friends to the ceremony and the reception, and we're saving the money my parents gave us to spend on our new flat. We'll have a nice party a couple of weeks later to celebrate with all our friends, and it'll be fantastic. No stress, none of my mother's friends. Heaven.
Bethany.
Is basically a day that most people spend with their families. They have a big family gathering, either at home or in a restaurant, a special meal with special dishes, and everyone eats far too much food, and then no one can move, so they all sit around and watch TV. There are always several big football matches on TV, and there's also a big parade that you can also watch on TV with like amazing floats and costumes and balloons and fireworks. So that's kind of fun to watch if you've got nothing better to do. But basically, it's a pretty lazy day after you've finished eating. And surprisingly, it's not particularly commercial. Very few people exchange presents or cards. You might take a small gift if you're invited to someone's house for a meal, you know, some flowers or a little candy for the kids. But really, it's all quite low-key. It's really nice in that way.
Dan.
I guess I'm a bit of a freak, really. I go to more or less any I can. Sometimes I manage to get work as a steward in return for like a free ticket. It's always really exciting when you arrive. There's this amazing buzz that you get from being surrounded by thousands and thousands of people. You know, all of them there like to enjoy themselves. I love the feeling when you wake up and gradually everyone comes out of their tents and slowly the place comes to life. And there's this build-up of excitement as the bands are about to start playing. First the small bands on several different stages, building up to the headline act at the end of the evening on the main stage. Some are friendlier than others, but there's usually a great atmosphere. You can get talking to anyone, really. The party really starts about midnight after the bands have finished, and I often stay up most of the night. I never get enough sleep. What else? These days, I would say the facilities in most places are pretty good. There are usually enough toilets, though there are always massive queues. And there are plenty of stalls to buy food and drink, though none of it's cheap. And of course, there's always loads of merchandise on sale, band t-shirts and stuff. I always spend far too much money. There's one thing that always annoys me, though. There's never enough water. You know, not enough taps for getting water to wash or drink. And you always have to walk miles to find a tap. Apart from that, I don't have many complaints. I just wish I had more time to see more bands.
Okay, guys. So this listening, we're only going to listen to it once. Because we are just going to try to find out what kind of event it is. Stephanie, yes, you're raising your hands.
Teacher, what is the meaning of stewards?
Oh, this one, stewards? Okay. So sometimes there are concerts, right? And then there are people that work in the security part. It could be in the security part, or it could be in the like organizing the event. So it's the staff of the event. Okay, so steward is a person that helps an event to have security, to be organized. So that is a steward. It's like el parte del staff de ese evento. A veces puede ser una persona encargada de seguridad, a veces puede ser una persona encargada de el acceso, los ingresos, and so on. That is a steward.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Very good. Okay, my people, so the first person, what kind of event did she talk about?
A wedding?
A
A big wedding?
Wedding. She was
Wedding?
talking about a wedding.
Okay. So you all agree
Yes,
that it was a
or
wedding?
or a party. I don't know.
Okay.
It's like a wedding, but also we could be a party.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. But you all agree, all of you agree that she was talking about a wedding. Yes?
Yes.
Very good. Okay, excellent.
Yes, teacher.
Excellent. What about second one?
Maybe
Public holiday.
Public
Public
holiday.
holiday. Yes, a public holiday. Excellent. And the last guy, what was he talking about?
Music
Festival.
A musical festival. A music festival,
Okay.
sorry. A music festival. He was talking about bands and parties and like different bands and stages. So he was talking for sure about a music festival. Okay, guys. Here we're going to pay attention to quantifiers. You are going to choose the quantifier that best reflects what Harry, Bethany, and Dan said about the events they described. So you're going to do it individually, okay? And then we're going to listen again and we're going to check if you got your answers correctly, okay? So for example, in Harry says quite a few of or all of my friends had huge weddings. So which one do you think she mentioned? Quite a few of my friends or
Quite a few
all
of.
of my friends?
Quite a few of.
Quite a few of, okay, quite a few of, yes. And this one is quite a few of. You're going to try to do it as you remember the recording, the conversation, and then we're going to listen again and we're going to check your answers. We're going to check if you got the answers correctly, okay? So while you guys do that, I'm going to call the attendance. Okay, guys? So is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Yes.
What's the meaning of quite a few of?
Quite a few of, I mean, when we say quite a few of, we are expressing like, we are expressing quantity, okay? Quite a few of, and it indicates like a good portion of friends. So remember that quantifiers, they express a quantity, however, they are not exact, right? They are not, they don't give us an exact, quite a few means like a lot, como una cifra que me indica una cantidad grandecita, right? Pero no es exacta, because if we needed an exact amount or an exact amount, we would use numbers. So we're going to review these kind of quantifiers, but quite a few means a big number of. So a big number of my friends had huge weddings. And this one is all of my friends, like all of them, okay? Did I answer your question, Angelica?
Yes, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, very good, of course. I'm going to call the attendance. Acevedo Cuevas Sarai.
Present, teacher.
Awesome. Albarracín Caballero Cristian.
Present, teacher.
Awesome. Ayala Viloria Joeli. Joeli, are you here? Okay, very good. Vaca Yaina Andrea.
Present, teacher.
Awesome. Cárdenas Flores Gilbert. Gilbert, are you here? Gilbert. It's not in the session. Okay. Carrero Bonillo John Hammer.
Present, teacher.
Okay, very good. Cordero Castellanos Brian.
Here, teacher.
Awesome. Córdoba Miranda Stephanie.
Present teacher.
Awesome. Durán Ardila, Silvia Alejandra.
Present teacher.
Good. Fonseca García Freddy.
I'm here.
Awesome. Liscano Ariza Judy.
Present teacher.
Great. Lozada Díaz Diana Lisette.
Present teacher.
Awesome. Lozada Uribe Daniela.
Present teacher.
Awesome. Muñoz Salazar Andrea Juliana.
Present teacher.
Okay. Pérez Ardila Natalie.
I'm here, teacher.
Awesome. Pinzón Linares Mayra Juliet.
Present teacher.
Okay, very good. Plata Vargas Mayra Alejandra. Good. Rodríguez Llorente Harold.
Hi, teacher.
Good. Sánchez Oñate Janini Giselle.
Hello again.
Hello again. Sandoval Miranda Angélica.
Hi, teacher.
Good. Sierra Jaimes Daniela.
Hi, teacher.
Okay, very good. Velasco Uribe Ana María.
Hi, teacher.
Awesome. Vera Peña Jennifer.
Here, teacher.
Awesome. Great, great, great. Excellent, excellent. Gilbert, are you here, Gilbert? Are you with us? No, not yet. Okay, people. Did you finish with the exercise or not yet? Did you finish with this or do you need more time?
Not yet, teacher.
Not yet. Okay, good. Okay, let's see Harriet. So remember that she's talking about a wedding. So she says, quite a few of my friends had huge weddings. Number two, they had one or two guests or hundreds of guests.
Hundreds of
Hundreds of
Hundreds of
Hundreds,
guests.
yes, hundreds of guests. Number three, my friend didn't know some or any of the guests at her own wedding.
Some.
Okay, some of you said any, some of you said some. Well, here is some. My friend didn't know some of the guests at her own wedding. If we say any of the guests at her own wedding, I mean, it is possible, but it's weird. You know, imagine you are having your wedding and you don't know any of the person, any of the guests. That's super weird. Because, I mean, at least you know, I mean, you invite your family, you invite your closest friends to your wedding. But if you say my friend didn't know any of the guests at her own wedding, I mean, it's grammatically it's correct, However, it doesn't make that much sense. I mean, it's weird. So here the answer is my friend didn't know some of the guests at her own wedding. And number 3. Yes, we're going to listen to the recording. Yes, Daniela, we're going to listen to the recording. Yeah. Number 4, she had hardly enough time to talk to her own friends, or she had enough time to talk to her own friends.
Hardly any.
Hardly any.
Okay, she had hardly any time to talk to her own friends. Okay, number 5, we have invited a few or lots of old friends.
A few.
A few.
Okay, very good. Number 6, we will have a party a couple or several weeks later.
Several.
A couple.
Okay, a couple of, and then we're
Couple
going to,
of.
okay, very good. And then we're going to listen to it again. We're going to, you're going to check your answers. What about Bethany? So Bethany is talking about public holiday. Everyone eats far too much or far too little food.
Far too much.
Far too much. Far too much. Number 8, very few people or most people exchange presents.
Very few.
Very few.
Very few. Yeah, it means that it's not very common. However, it happens. It's not very common, but it can happen. Number 9, you take a little or a lot of candy for the kids.
A little.
Okay, so a little, but we're going to listen. And then Dan says, Dan is talking about a music festival. There are too many or plenty of food stalls.
Plenty of.
Plenty of.
Number 11, there isn't enough or any water available.
Enough.
Okay. And number 12, I go to no festivals or I go to any festivals I can.
Any
festival.
Okay. Now we're going to listen and we're going to check your answers. So let's listen.
Unit 7, recording 2. Unit 7, recording 3. 1.
Quite a few of my friends had huge weddings.
2.
They had hundreds of guests.
3.
My friend didn't know some of the guests at her own wedding.
4.
She had hardly any time to talk to her own friends.
5.
We've invited a few old friends.
6.
We'll have a party a couple of weeks later.
7.
Everyone eats far too much food.
8.
Very few people exchange presents.
9.
You take a little candy for the kids.
10.
There are plenty of food stalls.
11.
There isn't enough water available.
12.
I go to any festival I can.
Okay, people. So all of the questions that all of the options that we selected here were correct. Now it's time for us to take a look at the grammar, and we're going to match the quantifiers in exercise number 1 to the definitions below. So we have large quantities, and then we have examples like hundreds of. So which of these quantifiers from here indicates a big quantity or a large quantity? Now, which of these quantifiers show a small quantity? And then which of them are neutral? That means neither nor large. They don't show large nor small quantities. Ni lo uno ni lo otro, como muy neutral. For example, enough. So we're going to match the quantifiers to the definitions, okay? What about large quantities, guys? So we have hundreds of. What else? What else do you think?
Quite a few of.
Quite a few of, okay.
A couple of.
A couple of, okay.
Far too much.
Far
But
too
a
much.
couple not is small. A couple.
Well, let's, yeah, I mean, a couple, well, yes, actually a couple is a small quantity. Yeah, a couple is a small quantity. Any other?
Far too much.
Far too much, okay. Very
Plenty of.
plenty of, okay.
Most.
Okay, well.
A lot of.
A lot of, yes, a lot of, okay.
Plenty of.
Plenty of.
Too
Plenty
many.
of. Too many. Far too much. Good. What about a small quantity? We have very few.
A few.
A few.
Some.
Some.
Or
Very
some is
few.
like a native.
Which one?
Some.
Some is
Teacher,
neither.
several is large or small?
Several. Well, several, I mean, it depends. Several indicates like, well, several indicates some. It doesn't indicate like a big quantity. Like,
taking neither.
Yes, I think that will be several. It will be like ni mucho ni poco. So like several indicates like in an average, ni mucho ni poco, como un promedio. So it means like como algunos, several, okay? Cuando decimos algunos, pues no estamos indicando una cantidad grande y una cantidad pequeña. Algo muy como por la mitad, como muy, ni mucho ni poco, okay? So that is several. What about, okay, what else? What else for small quantities?
Hardly any.
We had already said some. Hardly any, yes, hardly any. Yes, hardly any. What else? A few,
One
right?
or few.
A few, yes, a few. A couple of, un par de, a couple of. So it indicates a small quantity. What else?
Teacher, when you use one or two, not is selection, not is select, but it takes halves. One, the second.
Oh, they had one or two.
Two.
Well, this is not a quantifier for sure, because this one is indicating a number. So this is not like part of quantifiers. So this is not a quantifier. One or two, it indicates exactly one or two. One or two, okay? Yes, it's not a quantifier. It's not a quantifier. What about, okay, what else? So we have very few indicates a small quantity, and a little here. And what about for neither? Ni el uno ni el otro. So we have enough, suficiente.
And any, teacher?
And any, yes, and any.
Some.
Any. Well, some indicates more like a small quantity. Some indicates more like a small quantity. So here, and then we are going to classify them in countable and uncountable. Okay, so we have here some quantifiers are used with countable nouns. Some others are used with uncountable nouns. So we are going to see, for example, quite a few. Quite a few. Countable or uncountable? I'm going to write a letter.
Uncountable?
Okay. Quite a few. Look the next sentence. Quite a few of my friends. Are we using with uncountable? Countable or uncountable? My friends. Mis amigos. That countable. So this is countable. Very good. countable.
Friends, who is we can countable. Friends?
Yes, friends are countable. Yes, friends are countable. And then we are using quite a few for my friends. So it means that quite a few is used for countable nouns. Countable nouns. Okay, quite a few is used for countable nouns. What about hundreds? Countable or uncountable?
Countable.
Ajá. And let's
Countable.
see, y veamos el sustantivo que le sigue. Guests. Can we count guests?
Yes. We can.
Yes,
Yes.
we can. We can say one guest, two guests, 3, 100, 1,000. Okay, so countable. Let's go with some. Countable, uncountable, or both?
Uncountable?
Countable.
Some, well, some
Could
we
be
can-
both.
both, yes.
Yes.
Some we use it for countable and uncountable nouns. El some lo puedo utilizar con contables y con los no contables. For
Like
example,
some people.
some water. Okay, so people, I can count people. I can count guests. But I cannot count water, right? I need some oil. I need some water. I need, you know, like we can also use some with uncountable nouns. So some is for both. What about hardly any?
Uncountable.
Well, let's pay attention to any. Parémonos en any. Do we use any for countable or uncountable? No nos dejemos confundir por el hardly. What about any?
Both? Maybe both?
For both. Any, we use
Both.
it, yes. So any, we use it in negative sentences and in questions, right? But we use it for both. So hardly any is used for both. What about,
Is for negative sentences.
yes, yeah, it indicates something negative and also for questions. What about a few? A few is countable or uncountable?
Countable.
Okay, yes, a few is countable. So I'm going to write it here, countable. A few, cuando yo digo few sería countable, pero a few es countable. A couple of. Countable, uncountable, or both? Countable, yes. Un par de is countable. What about far too much?
Uncountable.
Uncountable?
It could be both.
Yes, because money is uncountable. How
Okay.
much money?
Yes. Yes, so much is for uncountable. Yeah, so you remember much for money. How much money? Yes, very good. Much is for uncountable. El many is para los countable. So el much is for uncountable. For too much is also for uncountable. What about very few?
Countable?
Countable.
Uncountable.
Yes, very good. Countable. A little.
Uncountable.
Uncountable.
Is the opposite to few.
Very good. A little. Very good. Plenty of or plenty of.
Countable and uncountable, both.
Both, yes. Plenty of. So here we say plenty of food stalls. So food stalls, I can count them. I can say plenty of food. Si yo digo food, la comida, food is solita, food is uncountable. But if I say food stalls, this is countable. So plenty of or plenty of, I can use it for both. What about 11? Enough. Is enough countable or uncountable or both?
Both.
Both, yes. Enough is for both. Enough people, enough students, enough water, enough salt. So for both. Any.
Both.
For both, yes, for both. Excellent. Angelica, yes, you are raising your hands.
Yes, teacher. I confused with a few and few. A few is countable and or uncountable.
Well, a few and a few and few, it can be, both are used for countable nouns, right? However, few and a few, they are different in the sense that a few indicates something negative. No, sorry, few indicates something negative and a few something positive. So for example, if I say I have a few friends and I have few friends, only, I mean, I use few and a few for countable, but the difference is that with a few, it indicates something positive. So if I say I have a few friends, it means tengo unos amigos. Son pocos, right? Because a few indicates a small quantity, a few indica una cantidad pequeña. So if I say I have a few friends, it indicates tengo pocos amigos, pero puedo contar con ellos. O sea, como cuando digo tengo pocos, pero son buenos amigos, right? I can count or I can rely on, okay? And then if I say few friends, I have few friends. Well, few, it indicates something negative. Quiere decir como tengo pocos amigos y estoy como solitario o solitaria, okay? But they are used for countable nouns.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Okay, very good. The same thing with little and a little. Little and a little, they are used for uncountable, little and a little. Lo único que me cambia es la vocal, ¿cierto? Que yo digo a little and little. It's the same thing. So, indicates a small quantity, me indica una cantidad pequeña, pero a little es algo, no, es pequeño, pero no es negativo. Y a little sí es negativo. For example, let's say, oh, se nos viene un puente festivo, supongamos. Vamos a usar este ejemplo. Y yo digo, I have little money to travel, and I have a little money to travel, and I have little money to travel. En la primera, cuando yo digo, I have a little money to travel, quiere decir que tal vez ahorré durante varios meses y pude guardar un poco de dinero para dar un viajecito cortico. I have a little money to travel. Es poquito el dinero, pero es, digamos, suficiente de pronto para el viaje que yo voy a hacer. So, tiene una connotación positiva. If I say, I have little money to travel, quiere decir, estoy, mejor dicho, esperando a fin de mes, porque no tengo suficiente dinero. Podría ser, right? I can say, I have little money. So, ese little money indicates something negative. Okay? Good. Okay, my people, clear, claro el tema de los countable and uncountable. Yes. So this is like a review. So ya la mayoría de ustedes conocían. This is not a new topic. Eso no es un tema que es nuevo para ustedes. De pronto habrá algún quantifier that ustedes no conocían, como quite a few of, or far too much, or far too little. But the rest of them, I think you have heard about them, right?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
Okay, very good. So let's pay attention here. I'm going to eliminate this. And we are going to take a look at what the difference in meaning, what is the difference in meaning between the groups of sentences below. So the only thing that is changing is the quantifier. Lo único que estoy cambiando es el quantifier aquí. Pero vamos a ver cómo cambiando este quantifier me cambia el significado de la oración o el sentido de la oración, de cierta manera. So let's say we ate a lot of food and we ate too much food. What is the meaning between one and the other? It's the same sentence, right? The verb is ate, and the object is food. However, we're using different quantifier. So what is the difference in meaning between one and the other?
Because when you use too much is something that is negative, maybe unhealthy.
Okay. So when we say we ate a lot of food, I mean, this is a neutral comment, you know, it's not something negative. But then the second one, as Julie said, we ate too much food. B is negative. So too much it's something negative. I mean, we ate too much. We ate more than we were supposed to. Esa segunda me indica comimos más de lo que debimos haber hecho. So it indicates something negative. For example, if I say, I love you so much and I love you too much. In the second sentence, I'm using too much. I'm using the quantifier too much. If I say, I love you too much, this is something negative. Es algo negativo. Porque quiere decir...
Como lo amo más de lo que debería.
Más de lo que debo. Exacto. Más de lo que debo. For example, you broke my heart. Rompiste mi corazón. I love you too much. Te amo más de lo que debería ser. No te lo mereces. You don't deserve my love. So, I love you too much. It has a negative comment. It has a negative context. Tiene un contexto negativo. Judy, you were going to say something, right?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
I would like to ask something about to love too much. In the real life, the meaning is like something negative because I hear some people in the United States say that that phrase.
Yeah.
But it's not like a negative.
Well,
when they
when I say I love you too much, it has a negative, like context. If I say, Julie, I love you too much, or Julie, you care too much, ese too much is más de lo que debería. If I say, Julie, you care too much about that situation, quiere decir que tú te enfocas muchísimo en esa situación y no deberías, right? You care too much, le prestas mucha importancia a ese tema, a esa situación que tú no deberías prestarle porque realmente de pronto no es como worth it, right? Como que no vale la pena. So ese too much sí tiene un contexto negativo, okay? It has a negative context. So much is different. Con el so much es algo completamente diferente. So if I say, I can say, for example, he cares so much about her. Ahora, he cares too much about her. Let's write it here. I'm going to write it here. If I say, he cares so much about her, and he cares too much about her, right? The only thing that I'm changing here is this, so and to. La primera, si llegó, he cares so much about her. Él se preocupa mucho por ella. Esta no necesariamente es una oración negativa, no tiene un contexto, una connotación negativa. He cares so much. Oh, él se preocupa mucho por ella. No tiene nada de malo. He cares so much about her. Porque es su pareja, porque es su hermana, porque es su mamá, porque es su amiga, porque es su compañera. Whatever it is. A él le presta atención a ella. He cares so much about her. That is something good. If I say he cares too much about her, ese too much sí me indica algo negativo. O sea que él se preocupa mucho más de lo que debería. Right? Él se preocupa muchísimo. O es muy sobreprotector, o de pronto supongamos, no sé, eran pareja y terminaron ya hace un tiempo y él todavía le sigue prestando mucha atención a ella, cuando ya de pronto ella siguió con su vida, she moved on with her life, y él aún no lo ha hecho, so if I say he cares too much about her, ese too much here indica algo negativo, like negativo, okay? So el too much sí tiene un contexto negativo, okay? What about number 2? There are enough toilets, and then there are plenty of toilets. What is the difference in meaning between these two sentences? Are they similar? Are they different?
Those are different.
Okay, they're different. Okay, very, very different or not?
A little, teacher.
Okay.
Enough. It's you don't have any more neither or less.
Okay.
And plenty of, maybe you have for example, money or toilets, you have this.
More
but you
than
have
what you need.
Yes.
Yes, more than what you need. Yes. So these two sentences, there are
More than-
enough toilets, there are enough toilets, and there are plenty of toilets. Here, when we say there are enough toilets and there are plenty of toilets, A and B are similar, right? However, this one, it or suggests that there are more than enough toilets. Entonces, en la grabación o en el recording, él decía, there are enough toilets, quiere decir, oh, hay suficientes baños públicos, ¿sí? Hay suficientes como para el evento, there are enough, right? If I say there are plenty of toilets, quiere decir que hay muchos más de los que de pronto se necesitan. Hay extras, right? So this second one, B, suggests that there are more than enough, que hay más de lo que debería, o hay más, ¿sí? Hay más de lo que no se esperaría. No tiene un contexto negativo, ¿ok? So plenty of me indica suficiente. Hay suficientes baños, como más que suficiente, ¿ok? More than enough. Okay. What about number 3? Quite a few of my friends had big weddings, and a few of my friends had big weddings. What is the difference?
Quite is enough, is a lot, and a few is.
Oh, sorry. And we
More
have
than a few.
We have a third one. Sorry, we have a third one. We have very few or few of my friends had big weddings. So we start with quite a few, then we had a few, and then we finished with very few. What is the meaning or what is the difference between one and the other?
Teacher, quite a few is like less friends, like minimum friends, a minimum group of friends.
Okay, so quite a few?
Yes.
And then a few and a very few.
Like a few is like some of my friends,
Okay.
like specific people.
Do you think that the number increases or decreases?
Quite is increases.
Increases.
And
A
a
few
few
decrease.
is more than quite, and very few is more than a few and quite.
No.
Like increasing. No, it's decreasing.
Is the opposite. Quite a few.
Oh,
This one is decreasing. So it decreases from A to B and from B to C. So the number of friends implied in the sentences decreases from A to B and to C. So remember the example that I said when I said a few of my friends had big weddings. So a few and few, we use it for countables. Eso lo utilizamos para los contables, pero el a few me indica una cantidad menos y a veces puede tener un contexto o una connotación negativa. So quite a few of my friends, it indicates, okay, like a bigger quantity, una cantidad más grande que a few. And then a few indicates like a bigger quantity than a few. So here is decreasing. Aquí el número.
O sea, profe, el más grande es quite a
Quite
few
a
y el más
few,
pequeño es very few.
Yes. So yes, exactly. Quite a few, bigger. A few, less. And very few or few is less. Okay, so it's decreasing. What about number 4? We have my friend didn't know some of the guests at her own wedding, and my friend didn't know any of the guests at her own wedding. So this is the example that we had here, this one. So what is the difference when we say some of the guests and any of the guests?
Any is 0 and some is a couple.
Any is none of them.
Negative and question, and some is positive.
Okay, so in A, in this first one, when we say my friend didn't know some of the guests at her own wedding, it In A, some of the guests were not known to the person getting married, but in B, all of the guests were strangers. This is an unlikely situation. This one is very unlikely, but I mean, it can happen. Es muy inusual que eso suceda, como en no conocer a nadie, como les decía, pero puede que suceda, se puede dar el caso, pero es muy poco común que
Like hiding is
And then if I say, my friend didn't know some of the guests at her own wedding. Mi amiga no conocía a algunos de los invitados. O sea, solamente no conocía a algunos. Y en esta dice, my friend didn't know any. O sea, aquí any me indica a ninguno. Ella no conocía a ninguno de los invitados de su fiesta. Que vuelvo y les digo, es una situación atípica, right? It's not, I mean, it's very unlikely to happen, but I mean, it can happen. And then the last one, I go to any festivals and I don't go to any festivals. What is the difference between one and the other? I go to any festivals and I don't go to any festivals.
In the first, yeah, I don't know.
the first one is positive, no?
Okay.
Yes, I'm going
Any.
a festivals, but in the any, ninguno, no sé, ninguno.
Okay, so in the first one, I go to any festivals. It means yo voy a cualquier festival que haya. So the speaker loves going to festivals and attends as many as possible, as many as he can or she can. And then in B, the speaker never goes to festivals. Okay, that is a difference in meaning between one and the other. Clear, guys? Is it clear?
Yes, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Yes, I think. Okay. We are going to do a group activity, okay? We're going to do a group activity. You are going to do exercise number 2. You're going to think of an event that you have been to, describe it and say what was good and bad about it. Use quantifiers and the topics below. So you're going to use quite a few, hundreds of, some, hardly, any, enough, any, plenty of. Okay, you're going to use quantifiers. So we're going to practice quantifiers, and you are going to think about people that attended that event. If it was a birthday party, then talk about people that attended the party. The noise, if it was like too noisy or not, si estuvo como muy ruidosa o no. The space, the toilets, speeches, excitement, stuff, places to get food or to drink. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to use all of them. No significa necesariamente que van a utilizarlos todos, okay? So you're going to think of an event. If you haven't gone to an event recently, you can make that up. Se lo pueden inventar, okay? So I'm going to send you to the groups, and here this activity is going to be great. Esta actividad va a ser evaluada, ¿listo? So you're going to write your names here, and you are going to think of an event you have been to, or you can write about an imaginary event that you just made up. Un evento imaginario que ustedes acaban de inventar, o puede ser un evento real, okay? Describe it, say good things or bad things. For example, if there were not speeches in your event, that's okay. Si en su evento no hubo este tipo de actividades, pues no lo incluyan. Si no hubo stuff, no lo incluyan. Si no hubo places to get food or drink, do not include it, okay? These are just like options. And then you're going to share it here, and then we're going to share it with the class. Clear, guys? Is it clear what we're going to do?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, okay. I'm going to send you to the groups. Is there a person that is connected twice? ¿Alguien conectadito doble?
Yes, teacher, me, Andrea.
Yeah, okay, very good. So I'm going to create 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. Andrea, Andrea, Andrea. I'm going to send you Andrea Juliana, Andrea Muñoz, yes?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, there you go, guys. Please join your groups. You can share your screen. I'm going to give you access to share your screen. I will be visiting the groups, and if you need assistance, if you need help, you can reach me out here using the Zoom, one of the Zoom's reactions. The link. Ok. Voy a empezar a cobrar cada vez que tenga que pasarles el link, guys. It's okay, it's okay. Don't worry. Good. Please join your groups. Angelica, Natalie, please join your groups. Hello, Angelica.
Hello, teacher. And again, I have problems with my internet.
It's okay. I totally understand. You can join your group. I'm sending to group number 1. Okay, guys, did you have time to finish with the exercise?
Not enough, teacher.
Not enough. Okay. Okay. Time was not enough. Okay. But like, did you cover most of the task?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's important. That's the most important part. So I'm going to be checking your activities. So group number 1, you guys were talking about a concert. Excellent. Group number 2, you were talking about master, the master burger master. Okay, excellent. Group number 3, a wedding. Excellent. Group number 4, you were talking about International Food Festival. Okay, excellent, guys. Very, very, very good. Of course, we're not going to have time to share with the class because time's up. It's time for you to go and rest. Hora que se vayan a descansar. Bien merecido que lo tienen, mis chicos. Before we finish, I'm going to call the attendance again because some people were missing in the second part. So I'm going to call the attendance and you're going to let me know that you are here. Acevedo Cueva Saray. Saray.
Present, teacher.
Good, excellent. Christian Albarracin.
I'm here, teacher.
Awesome. Joely.
Here, teacher.
Awesome. Andrea Vaca.
Present, teacher.
Awesome. Gilbert. Oh, Gilbert Niger. Gilbert? No, Gilbert was not in the session, in the second part. John Hammer. John.
Yes, teacher, I'm here.
Awesome. Very good. Brian.
I'm here, teacher.
Stephanie Cordova. Stephanie is not in this. Was it Stephanie in the session?
Estaba en nuestro grupo.
It was in your group.
En el
Excellent.
grupo.
Excellent.
Y estaba conectada doble.
Yes.
Porque
I
no tenía
remember.
problema.
Yeah, she was having internet connections. Yes, awesome. Very good. Thank you, guys. Yes, I remember that she was twice. Silvia Alejandra Duran.
Present, teacher.
Freddy Fonseca.
I'm here.
Awesome. Judy Lisette.
Present, teacher.
Diana Lisette.
Present, teacher.
Daniela Lozada.
I'm here, teacher.
Andrea Juliana.
I'm here, teacher.
Awesome. Natalie Joanna. Natalie Joanna Perez. Natalie. Was Natalie working in any of the groups? Natalie estuvo trabajando en alguno de los grupitos? Or not? Group number 1, did you have Natalie? Grupo número 1, ¿tuvieron a Natalie?
No, teacher.
Grupo número 2, group number 2, Natalie. Group number 3, Natalie. Group number 4.
We didn't.
No. Group number 4, Natalie. Nope. Okay. Mayra Juliet Pinzón.
Present, teacher.
Plata Vargas Mayra Alejandra.
Present, teacher.
Okay, very good. Harold David.
Hi, teacher, I'm here.
Janine Giselle.
Hello.
Angelica Stephanie.
Hi, teacher.
Good. Daniela Fernanda.
Hi, teacher.
Ana María Velasco.
Hi, teacher. Present.
And Jennifer Jimena.
Here, teacher.
Good. Okay. Guys.
Teacher, sorry,
yes.
I'm here, Stephanie.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I know that you are here in the session. I know that you're having internet issues So don't worry, don't worry. Thank you very much, guys, for being here tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's just back as usual. Mañana, de vuelta a la normalidad. So the first 2 hours with me, the second 2 hours with teacher Marilyn, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Teacher.
Okay,
Bye.
teacher.
Bye bye.
See you tomorrow.
Bye, teacher.
Good night. Take care. Bye-bye.
Good night, teacher. Good night.
Good night.